Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a no contact message from your person. I will be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get a very clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Wow. So the first message that we have is, I'm coming back for you. And there is a really, really intense energy coming through with this card here. I'm also getting the words access denied. So if this video found you, not only are you a very, very protected feminine energy, but there's also a masculine in your energy field who's trying to convince God to let them back into your life. But I'm getting that it has not been easy. Whether you know it or not, Divine Feminine, this is someone that is trying to get back to you. They miss you. They miss being in your energy. They miss your essence. But again, there is a major barrier standing in between you and this masculine. And I feel like for the majority of your connection, or for as long as you and this masculine have been no contact, you both have been interpreting the distance wrong. You both may be looking at this as if there's some type of physical barrier between the both of you. But the barrier is actually spiritual. Because what's sticking out to me the most with this energy is that your person is adamant about convincing God to allow them access to you. This is someone that's not trying to reach out to you directly. This is someone that is really going around you in terms of trying to remove this barrier. So this is definitely for a feminine who has a lot of spiritual protection. It's almost as if something transpired in your connection where your masculine can't just come towards you, okay? It's deeper than that. It's bigger than that. This has gone from something that transpired in the 3D, now it's spiritual business, okay? So I feel like this is definitely some type of heads up to let you know that there's someone that is trying to access you, but there seems to be a barrier in the physical. They have to go through the spiritual realm. And so this may look like this masculine praying. It may look like them manifesting. I'm even getting for some of them, they're really, really deep in their spiritual journey. They could be fasting. They could be practicing celibacy. There is a sense of determination and also this underlying energy of desperation as well coming through for this masculine. For some reason, they really, really want to be close to you. So there could be something happening in their life. There could be something that they want to share with you at this time, Divine Feminine. This is someone who is determined to come back for you. And they have such a fire lit under them because they can feel that you both are in two different places when it comes to the timelines. Okay, so this energy already feels very, very specific. You will know if this is your person because it's almost like even though they want to be very, very close to you, they're kind of going or moving around your energy in order to get access to you. This is really interesting. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is, I am the problem. Wow. Divine Feminine, if you're wondering why this masculine's access has been denied and why they have to go through God to get to you, it's because God saw a lot of things that your person did that you are not privy to. And this is specifically tapping into the part that they played or the role that they played in this connection. There are a lot of things that have taken place behind the scenes that you may not have seen or been privy to, but I'm getting that God saw everything. So this is why there have been a lot of failed attempts when it comes to your person. So you will know that this is your message if there has been a lot of stop and go with this masculine, if your connection is very, very cyclical, there are a lot of false starts with this person. It's almost like it doesn't matter how much energy you put into reconnecting, it always comes to an end very quickly or it fizzles out. And now it's reached this place where your person can no longer access you until they take full accountability. And this is what they're doing at this time. So this card here, I am the problem, signifies that your person is in a state of deep surrender. But this was not easy. Okay, for a lot of you, you have been no contact with your person for a very, very long time. And it's almost like just recently they've gotten to this point of fully admitting that they are the problem, or that they could be the cause between this stop and go energy, between your connection not really establishing a substantial foundation. But something definitely broke this masculine down. It's almost like they're at this place where they're tired of not having access to you. And it's broken them down spiritually to the point where they are trying to convince God to let them back into your life. This is someone that is very, very determined. So I don't know what they have experienced on the other side of you being no contact, but the way their energy is coming through, they don't like it, Divine Feminine. And I feel like this is being brought to your attention because there could be a lot about your person or your connection that's about to come to the light. So all of the things that you have been curious about, all of the things that never really set right with your spirit, it's almost like just as much as your person has to confess these things to the divine, they may be coming to you with a confession as well. Okay? So if that's something that you've been manifesting, if that's an intention that you put out into the universe as far as your person, I feel like that energy is definitely heading your way. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is you're my life partner. Wow. If you're resonating with this message so far, Divine Feminine, you are connected to a masculine that has a very, very tricky energy. Okay, because there's such a dual energy coming through with this card here. On one hand, this is someone that genuinely views you as their life partner, okay? They see you being the person that they're willing to sacrifice everything for, that they're willing to risk everything for. But at the same time, they're hiding what that really truly means to them. And this is why God is dealing with them directly. Your person has this outlook on life where because they see you as their life partner, they see you as being a permanent part of their journey. Meaning that whether they are on the right track, whether they are on the wrong track, whether they are making positive, healthy, high vibrational decisions, or if they're doing the complete opposite and feeding their lower nature, this is someone that genuinely believes that you should stay in this permanent position. And whether you know it or not, they're in this place where God is kind of holding up a mirror to them. God is showing them their behavior and how they showed up in this connection, the role that they played in this connection with you. And it's almost like it's hitting them that they are the problem. So this masculine may have genuinely believed that the way that they were showing up in this connection, there was nothing wrong with it. Because they do see you as being everything to them, as being their life partner. But what God is showing them is this invisible contract that they wanted you to sign, which is by you being in this connection with them, you automatically agree to be with them, to stick by them, even when they're not living in the best light. And clearly, that's not working because you and this person are currently no contact, or there's something about your connection that is deeply cyclical. It is your person's mindset. It is the way that your person truly, truly views you, Divine Feminine. They love you, but this love definitely comes with a cost. So I feel like this message is definitely finding you today because it's almost like your spiritual team wants you to know these energetic contracts that have been signed. This is tapping into the things that your person may not be willing to say, or maybe they don't have the guts to tell you what being connected to them really, really means. But this is what it means. So, whoever you are deeply protected spiritually because your guides are finally showing you all of these invisible contracts, all of the things that your person has been feeling about you, Divine Feminine, but they may not be ready to say. All the things that your person has deeply felt about you from the beginning that are now beginning to shift through this surrender. So I feel like this is giving you like a behind the scenes look into your person's healing journey because they're definitely facing themselves right now. And I feel like it has to do with you in a sense. Maybe you are the person who walked away during this no contact period. Maybe you are the person who had to practice a healthy level of detachment, even though you miss this masculine, even though you may very well view him as your life partner as well. It's almost like God had to get them by themselves in order to show them how they've been showing up in this connection with you. So your connection is definitely under divine timing right now. And it's almost like you cannot interfere, you cannot say anything, you cannot reach out to your person, or it will alter the results. Whatever this is that's happening with your person, it is strictly between them and God. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is, I can feel you pulling on my energy. Divine Feminine, your person is going through it behind the scenes, okay? Not only are they in the stage where God is trying to have their undivided attention, but on the other hand, they can still feel you. Your energy is lingering in a moment of time where they really need to be disciplined, they really need to be focused. Your person is realizing while being away from you that you don't only know how to touch them physically. What's different about you is that you also know how to touch your masculine energetically. And I feel like that's something that's new to them. It's something that they have never experienced before with a feminine energy. So you have no idea what your person is going through behind the scenes. This may also be a really, really challenging time for you, Divine Feminine, because clearly you're sending your person a lot of energy. Because you are spiritually inclined, you may receive downloads, or you may just intuitively know that you need to give your person a space and time to work through whatever it is they're working through right now. But I'm getting that you both are kind of pulling for one another. And it's because you do understand and you do know that with the type of bond that you have, your connection is definitely going to come back around. But it's never easy for you to be out of one another's energies for an extended period of time. But this is definitely a message directly from your person letting you know you really know how to make a man feel. Even when they're locked in, even when they are hyper focused on their soul growth, when they're spending time in meditation, your energy has a way of seeping through the cracks. And I feel like that's something that your person wasn't prepared for. So that could also be something that God is showing your person about you as well. It's the fact that you are the real deal, that you don't even have to be physically present to still touch them, to still have an effect on them, for your energy or your point to be proven or to get across to them. But your person is definitely at this place where they're willing to do whatever it takes to get back into your energy. They've already determined that they're coming back for you. At this point, it's just a matter of when, okay? So that's the energy I was picking up on in the beginning of the reading, where they're trying to plead with God, like they're trying to convince God to let them back into your energy. So if you feel your person pulling on you as well, then there's definitely something really mutual about this stage in your connection. You may also be picking up on everything internally that your person is experiencing physically at this time. But either way, they want you to know, I can feel you, Divine Feminine. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're setting intentions, whether you're in meditation, whether you are just a powerful feminine where you can think of your person and they can feel you within their chakra system, whatever it is that you're sending their way energetically, they can feel you, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is out of sight, out of mind. I really feel like God is completely exposing your person's mindset. You are connected to a masculine that may be extremely nonchalant, okay? Just the way that their energy is coming through, it's almost like people, places, and things in the 3D really do not move them at all. It's almost like nothing moves them. They are extremely firm. And if something is not completely sitting in their face and affecting them directly, then it's like an out of sight, out of mind type of situation. They maybe even have approached their connections like this in the past when it comes to feminine energy. But it's almost like God is letting them know that they cannot continue in this connection with you like that, divine feminine. They're learning that your energy is different. You have a different level of spiritual protection around you. Just because you love this masculine and you have agreed to have them be a part of your life, it doesn't mean that you are going to play by their rules in a sense. Or it doesn't mean that you're going to energetically agree to something that your soul is resisting. Because if I'm being completely honest, this is what it feels like. It feels like your spiritual team or your higher power is pushing back, maybe against your person's mindset, against a set of values that they may have that don't coincide with your values. This is deep. This is somebody that loves you. This is somebody that wants to be in your life. They see you as their life partner. But in order for you both to have this very, very healthy, very grounded type of connection, it's almost like something had to be addressed from the inside out. And whatever it is that could have been acting as a barrier to your connection, this barrier had to be removed by God. It's not something you could have done, divine feminine. It's not something that your person could have done alone. So this is why this no contact period is very personal and it's really, really intense, because this is how your person approached life. If something wasn't directly affecting them physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, then it was just an out of sight, out of mind kind of situation. This is how they would deal with life. This is how they would deal with you, I'm getting. This is how they would deal with everything. But they're realizing that your energy is different. So I'm getting very clearly there was a level of your person's access that was denied until they surrendered and until they took accountability for the role that they played in your life. So if you're wondering what your person is up to behind the scenes, they are going through a very, very deep healing process, okay? And it's like on one hand, they're really, really focused. They're taking accountability. They are connecting with their higher power. But on the other hand, they can feel you so intensely, divine feminine, that it's almost like they want to hurry up and get to you. So if you start feeling that energetic pull, it's directly coming from your person, okay? You may be out of sight at this time, but you are heavy on their mind. They're realizing that the way that they approach life is different when it comes to you. And your spiritual team is adamant about them knowing that they cannot show up in your life the same way that they've shown up everywhere else. Okay? Let's get the last message here. Wow. The last message that we have is talk to me like you love me. This masculine's energy is coming through sort of like a gentle giant, okay? Divine feminine, because you are their person, because you are the feminine energy in their life that they want to impress, that they want to come off a certain way around, I feel like they show up in your connection very firm, very stoic, okay? Almost as if they're not really moved emotionally. But it's like God sees a different version of this masculine. And that's another thing that's about to be exposed. This is someone that is extremely sensitive to your energy. They're sensitive to your point of view. They're sensitive to the way that you show up. But what's sticking out here the most is they are incredibly sensitive to your voice, okay? The way that you talk to them, the way that you engage this masculine, it sits with them. It lingers with them. And anytime this card comes out, I know that I'm speaking to a divine feminine that doesn't play any games, okay? The same way that your masculine may present to be extremely firm externally, I feel like internally, you are incredibly resilient. And maybe they've never told you this before, but it comes across in your communication. Although you're coming across as a feminine who's very nurturing, who may be very subtle, there's something about your throat chakra that is extremely powerful, okay? It's almost like your voice activates your person. When you're not so happy with your person, they can feel it. It affects their mood, it affects their day, okay? It affects the way that they view themselves and the way that they show up in life. When you're happy with your person or when you communicate with them a certain way, it gives them a sense of vitality. It's almost like it gives them life. It gives them energy in a sense. So, because your person has been behind the scenes in this position of surrender, when they come to you, Divine Feminine, they're seeking a certain level of activation from you, whether you know it or not. They're not going to say these words to you, okay? But it's almost like their higher self is coming through, letting you know. When we engage, when we have this sacred encounter, please talk to me like you love me. Because even though this masculine may be very firm, they may come off a certain type of way, they may have a really hard exterior, you are their weakness. This may also indicate that they're coming to you with some type of confession. They're coming to you with something that needs to be handled with care. And so the way that you respond to them is a really, really big deal to them. But there's definitely something that's about to shift in your connection because God has been directly addressing all of the underlying energy, all of the energetic contracts, all of the energetic agreements that you and this masculine have come into that have either expired or that's just not fitting for the type of bond that you have. Because clearly, this is someone that's going to be a part of your life. This is your life partner. And it honestly feels like you and this masculine may have two completely different definitions of what that is. You may see this as someone that you can expand and that you can grow with, no matter where life takes you or where life takes them. But your person definitely has some opinions about love, about connection, maybe even about you, Divine Feminine, that has been acting as a barrier. And I feel like all this energy is being cleared so that you and your person can align and break this no contact in a different way, in a high vibrational way. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm about to head over to Patreon just to continue the reading. If you would like to join us over there, you can find a link in the description box below or in that very first pinned comment. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.